Hey, what's up guys, it's Vex Viewer, and today I'm going to be breaking down the character Nora Valkyrie. Why will I be talking about Nora Valkyrie? Well, I went to the comment section of my last stream and I saw somebody say, hey, why don't you do a video on Nora? So why not? I have not done a video on her before, so I was curious to see how this was going to work out. What was I going to come up with? Was she a good character? Was she written well? All that good stuff. We're going to be breaking it down here. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, let's get started. So Nora was introduced in volume 1, of course. She was a student in Beacon Academy. She's happy-go-lucky, fun, a real playful character she was. She ran her mouth in a way that some may find annoying, but overall, the people around her enjoy her and she's likable and they like being around her. She's well liked, not just in the show, but also amongst the fandom. She's friends with Lyren and they're pretty much inseparable. She was introduced with the character. And yeah, that's kind of like how she was presented. Lyren, Nora Valkyrie, together, always, but not together, right?
We've been friends for so long. What are the odds we'd still be together? Well, not together.
The two characters are glued at the hip. And for the most part, that's her entire character, right? She's Nora and she's friends with Lyren, and that's pretty much what you get for like the first 3 volumes. She's friends with Lyren, she's goofy, she's comic relief, and that was enough to make her a fan favorite. Sure, there's moments of her being serious, like when she tells Pyrrha she's being a hypocrite.
Practice what you preach, Pyrrha.
She can read a room, she can read body language, she knows not to cock block John. Nora is a side character with not much character work to speak of in the first 3 volumes, if we're being completely honest about it, right? She's goofy, she says a couple funny lines, but that's about it, really. Not much character work and no arcs. Then came volume 4, and things started to change a bit for her. Things got a bit more dynamic. We got a little bit more serious stuff from her, more of a serious tone. We learned in the previous volume that she had no home or family to go back to, no parents. So we knew there was a story there, and then we got that backstory in volume 4. In her backstory, we found out that Nora Valkyrie was an orphan. She popped up as a child in a town called Kurayuri. In Kurayuri, she was looking for food, looking for scraps, getting teased, bullied, and she pretty much had no one. It appeared that she was a homeless child on her own on the streets. When Kurayuri was attacked by Grimm, she was saved by Ren, and that's what started their bond. And he gave her a wooden mallet to make her feel safe, and they've been together ever since. So that's the origin story for their relationship, and we find out later that her mother abandoned her during a Grimm attack. At some point. So that's how she ended up alone. From that point on, they promised to protect one another, and Nora and Ren were together ever since. So this very strong Nekalivi Grimm that attacked Kurayuri, they believe during volume 4 that it is walking around and destroying villages and still causing havoc to this day. Now, instead of just informing their friends about the potential situation, they decide to keep quiet. Why? I can understand why it would be very touchy for Ren, considering he lost his parents, but I'm not entirely sure why Nora isn't informing Ruby and John about the situation here. It's like she's prioritizing Ren's feelings above the safety and well-being of her friends. Now, that's not necessarily bad writing, but it's an interesting choice to say the least, right? Nora does not open her mouth to tell her friends what's going on with this damn Nekalivi Grimm walking around.
We can split up. Ren and I can cut through the mountains while you and Ruby take Crow around through the village.
Yeah, guys, let's split up. There's nothing dangerous in these woods.
Oh man, there are no bears in these woods.
No bears, huh?
I feel like, for the sake of surprising the audience, they had Nora not inform her friends about the current situation, the dangerous situation. Now again, you can argue that she wanted to spare Ren's feelings, but that's a very interesting character choice to give Nora, right? Her friends are in danger. Well, anyway, volume 4 really recontextualizes their relationship, right? We learn why Nora is so devoted to him. We learn why they're so damn close. They saved each other, right? They love each other even deeper than we thought. They keep each other safe, and it goes all the way back to the loss of Ren's parents and the loss of that damn town. In the volume 4 finale, we got some more serious moments for Nora, where Ren has lost it. He comes into contact with the Grimm that killed his parents, basically. and he cannot stay in control. He's flying off the handle. He needs to be reined in, because right now it seems like he's on a suicide mission, and it's not going to end well for him. So Nora takes him by the hand. She slaps some sense into him, literally, and tells him that she's not going to allow him to kill himself like this.
I won't let you kill yourself like this. After everything we've been through.
So that helps Ren calm down, and ultimately they defeat the Nekalivi. They hug it out. They have a moment. Their bond is strengthened. They become closer, but they're still not together, right? So yeah, that was cool. Very serious tone, a darker tone. The writers couldn't help themselves though. There was this moment where Ren and Nora are on the wall, and Nora is above Ren, so he can see up her skirt potentially, and they had to make sure to have some type of little comic relief in there.
Stop looking!
I don't think it was necessary, but it is what it is, all right? It's fine, I guess. All right, let's move on to Volume 5. Let's be honest, Volume 5 is not good for anybody. Wasn't good for Nora, wasn't good for Ren, wasn't good for RWBY, Weiss Yang, was not good for a single character in this damn show. They gave her some silly character moments, but that's about it, if we're being honest, right? How about Volume 6? What happened there? Well, they gave her some moments where she was frustrated with the fact that Salem could not be killed. She expressed her love and appreciation for John and wanted to help him move past the death of Pyrrha. So she played a role in John's development there, right? So there are some short character moments here and there, right? She's upset with Cordo for not letting them through the gates, but no real character arc to speak of. You get back here with my man.
You get back here with my man!
Then there was Volume 7 and Volume 8. The Atlas arc, the Mantle arc, however you want to call it. This changed a bit. The character got more stuff here, like significantly, honestly. Let's start with Mantle. The people of Mantle are hurting, according to Nora.
The people of Mantle are hurting.
Nora is really feeling sympathy for the folks in Mantle. She cares about them and their well-being. She wants to help them a lot, right? She lashes out at Ironwood. She's wondering what's taking so long to help Mantle. She wants him to work with Robin. She's very, very passionate about Mantle. She's not happy with Ironwood at all. Robin Hill is actively hurting the Amity Project. Ironwood is thinking about declaring martial law, and Nora is not having it, okay? She's like, you can't send in more soldiers. That's the wrong way to go. That's a bad approach. These people can't wait any longer. They need to be safe now. You can't just send in soldiers to make people fall in line, yada, 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 right? The people of Mantle are suffering and you're wasting time, she's saying.
You can't force people to fall in line. If you do that, you'll just be trading all of these problems for the Grim.
She's like seething. She's so pissed. Why? Why is Nora so upset? Now you can come to a place where you believe Nora is upset because she was poor. She knows what it's like to struggle, and therefore she can empathize with these folk, and that's why she's so upset. That's a reasonable assumption, but ultimately I'm wondering why they didn't simply have Nora express herself. Now some may argue it's clear what's happening here is obvious. We don't need her to break that down. I would disagree. She's clearly very passionate about what's happening here. I would have a scene where she actually talks about that and expresses why she feels this way. Hey, I know what it's like to struggle, yada, yada, yada. In a show where you have RWBY and Blake having a conversation where Blake is expressing her admiration for RWBY, in a show where you have Yang and Weiss having a sit down, in a show where RWBY and Yang is talking about taking risks, you're telling me that you couldn't have had a scene where Nora expresses herself with another character and talks about why she feels so strongly about this? It's a mistake. It's a misstep. They should have had it. I believe we should have gotten that scene. That's just me. With all the empty and hollow scenes we get in the show, there's no reason why we could not have gotten that, in my opinion. Now, what's kind of weird here is that in Volume 8, Nora changes her tune. She goes from wanting to desperately help Mantle to wanting to fix Amity and get it up and running so they can get a message out.
But this isn't about just Atlas. RWBY's right.
I don't buy that switch at all. They try to justify it by having her say, oh, I want to help Mantle because I think we can do this. Some weird line like that. I don't buy it whatsoever.
Oh, I'm saving Mantle because I actually believe we can do this.
So there's this split, right? Where Yang wants to help Mantle and RWBY wants to get the message out immediately. It would have made sense for Nora to go follow Yang to help Mantle. That would track based on what we got in Volume 7. So they sacrificed her desire to help Mantle to have her go with RWBY, and it just doesn't make any sense. They should have come up with a better explanation for why Nora is going to help Amity instead of going to go help the people of Mantle right away. They could have done that, but they didn't.
I am so sick of secrets.
Nora is so sick of secrets, but at no point does she talk to RWBY and say, hey RWBY, maybe we shouldn't keep secrets from Ironwood? It's weird. She should have had a talk with Ruby Rose. After going off about being so sick of secrets, she should have had a moment where she talked to RWBY and said, hey RWBY, we should stop lying, okay? That should have been the natural through line there. All right, now let's talk about her relationship with Ren and how that developed in Volume 7 and Volume 8. Ren is shutting her out. Nora wants her relationship with Ren to be defined. What is our relationship? Are we boyfriend and girlfriend? Are we not? Are we just friends? What's going on here? Let's define this, okay? Let's get out the way. That's what she wants. Ren is not having it. Ren is having his own issues that he's dealing with, but he's not expressing himself to his friends. So what can you do if you're Nora? She kisses him and they have a moment. You like me, I like you. I'm gonna take the first move here, okay? Let's just get out the way. That does not help the situation. She talks to Weiss and Blake about Ren's issues and how she's feeling. And then she expresses to them that she doesn't know who she is without Ren, which is kind of sad, she says. Weiss tells her to take this time away from Ren to figure out who she is. And Nora replies with, and what's that? Being strong and hitting stuff?
Like what? Be strong and hit stuff.
And that leads to one of the better, if not her best character moments in this damn show. In an attempt to lean in to who she thinks she is and to get themselves out of a hairy situation, she decides to put her life on the line to do what only she can do. Be strong and hit stuff.
Be strong and hit stuff.
It's a good, strong moment for her. It really is. And because of that risk in that moment, she ends up with permanent scarring. Okay, so it stays with her. That moment and that decision stays with her, mentally and physically. Later on, she gives Ren the business, and that forces him to apologize and to open up for the first time.
You shut people out so you don't have to feel things that are hard.
She expresses to him that she doesn't feel like she has much to offer. He disagrees, of course, and that's when he says that he loves her. Nora hears that, but she expresses to him that she does not know who she is without him. Therefore, she needs to find that out, and she has to do that alone. He takes it well, but it's not about him. This is about Nora. She finally makes the decision to step away from Ren to figure out who she is and her own identity without him. It's a strong scene. It's a solid moment. I can't hate on it. Let's see what else happened for Nora. Well, she did help Penny fight back against the virus. That's pretty much it. I mean, there was some stuff in the animatic, but I'm not going to count that. Ultimately, the best stuff for Nora involved Ren. Over the course of the entire series, whether it's Volume 4 moments, whether it's the Volume 8 moments, it all comes back to Ren and figuring out her identity without him. The stuff with Mantle, some of her cringy, over-the-top humor was weak, right? Strong stuff involves Ren and her identity. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Nora is a side character. She's getting more stuff as time goes on, getting more character work, getting more of a serious tone, more dynamic. That's great for her. Early on, it was very one note. I mean, very one note. And just like your fun, quirky comic relief. But over time, they gave her more characterization, and the character is stronger because of it. But again, it's not the strongest stuff. Ultimately, I would put her above RWBY, Blake, and Yang, but below Weiss on my character scale, on my character rankings. What are your thoughts on Nora, guys? Did you like Nora? Is she a fun character for you? Were you disappointed in any way? Let me know. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.